Well, hello. We've been waiting for you. Please sign in. We've got a busy day ahead. If you're new to this school, please use the keyboard to enter your name. Please enter and have a seat. Sit up straight, no slouching in this classroom. Is that gum in your mouth? Sorry, my mistake. If Professor Sparks had meant for me to fly, he'd have given me wings. But what could I do? This mission is too important. You startled me. I didn't think anyone would be here. Hey, you've got that, the transquisor. Now be careful with that thing. Don't drop it. The future of the world may depend on that little machine in your hands. That is, if I'm not too late. There's just so little time and so much to do. Listen, I need your help, and if you think you can handle it, you can help me save the world. I am Android XL2, but you can call me Botley. That's what Professor Spark calls me. His daughter Polly calls me... Well, never mind what Polly calls me. I'm not getting to the point, am I? Here, let me start from the beginning. This morning, Polly's father, he left for another one of his famous inventors' conventions, and he programmed me to keep an eye on Polly. I'm supposed to keep her out of trouble. With Polly, that's always tough. But today, it was impossible. After coming home from school and madder than I've ever seen her, Polly locked herself in her father's secret chamber. Now, I really shouldn't tell you this because I've been programmed for secrecy, but this being a world emergency and all, well, the professor has an honest-to-goodness time machine up there, and it really works. Not only that, but Polly sent 25 of the other androids back in time. The whole world is changing, and the changes have Polly written all over them. Cars don't exist anymore, and now everyone has to travel by pogo stick. An orangutan has just been elected president of the United States in a landslide. And the Statue of Liberty is now the Statue of Licorice. It's all happening so quickly. But with your help, I think we can rescue all the androids and maybe stop the world from getting too weird. Just hand me the transquisor. I think it's got all the information we need to get started. Cool. Now hang on tight and come with me. Well, this is it. Home sweet home. Polly should be inside.
Oh,
That was funny, watching that poor dumb robot flying back in time. I couldn't ask for a better way to spend the afternoon. In another day, the world will see the dawning of Polly's planet. Whoops! It seems there's someone at the door. Let's take a little peek. Oh, it's only Botley. He knows I don't like to be disturbed when I'm working. It breaks my concentration. Okay, let's see what he wants. This might be fun. Oh, Snotley, you're back. I've been looking for you. My name is Botley. I can see you brought help. And you've got the transquizzer. She knows we need it to save the world. Didn't my father teach you it's rude to tell secrets, Rotley? Well, I suppose he's told you his side of everything. But what does he know? Today, when I was at school, the teacher handed us a surprise quiz. I already knew all the answers, and she knew I knew them. So, just to have some fun, I made up my own answers to that dumb old quiz. But instead of laughing like she was supposed to, she gave me a big fat 0. I felt faint and short of breath. No one's ever given me a 0 before. Well, that's not quite true, Polly. I remember just 2 weeks ago. Be quiet, Plotley. This is my story. Anyway, after getting my first 0 ever, I got the most brilliant idea. Instead of settling for a bad grade, I changed history to match my answers. So you sent 25 of your father's robots back in time to change history? How could you do that, Polly? Please, Botley, if you're so scared, why don't you just bring him back yourself? You've got my transquizzer. Now all you need are the questions on my history quiz. To make it so easy even you can figure it out, I'll leave the disc with the first part of the test on the first floor. That's 5 questions total. Just plug that disc into the transquizzer. Then, figuring out where I sent the robots should be simple. Oh, by the way, you have to get in the house first. And I've changed the locks. Good luck! Oh, that's just great. How are we going to get into the mountain? You see, the professor's lock system only opens when you reproduce the chimes you hear. Ring the doorbell to start the chimes. That will start the unlocking mechanism. Just listen closely and repeat what you've heard by clicking on the correct door panels. Way to go! All right! All right! All right! Only one more lock to go. That's it, you open the door. Now, be quiet and follow me. First, though, let me put this in a safe place. It's the utility belt that Professor Spark designed for me, and it's quite an achievement. Over there's a button that will take you out of any room in the mountain. The indicator next to it tells you how much energy is left to power the mountain. Now, if you ever need assistance, push on this button, and I'll do what I can to help. In the middle of the belt is the inventory. That's where we can store things we find in the mountain. The transquizzer, for instance. Professor Spark has set up a lot of games inside the mountain for Polly, me, and the other robots. If you click on this button, you can make some of them harder or easier to play. Finally, this score keeps track of how many invention points we earn. By opening the door, you've already earned a few points. Now, our destiny. This is the professor's home and laboratory. It's an entirely self-sufficient environment. We don't have to leave the mountain for anything. The professor even included recreational and cultural activities so he and Polly wouldn't get bored. Maybe later we'll have time to explore, but now we have to stop Polly from making the world too weird. To do that, we need to find that quiz disc. Hey, there it is! Pull out the transquizzer by clicking on the inventory button on the utility belt. All right, it looks like the disc should be inserted in the slot near the top of the transquizzer.
Good morning, Polly. I hope you've studied for the quiz today. You may have a lot of natural ability, but even geniuses need to study.
That's Polly's teacher, Ms. Winkle. At that school on the hill, everything's state-of-the-art. All the quizzes are personalized, programmed, and videotaped by the teacher. Pretty cool, huh?
Now, today's quiz is all about inventions and discoveries, something you should know plenty about, Polly. But no fair asking your father for help. There are 25 questions total, Polly. 5 on each of the 5 discs I've passed out to you and the rest of the class. That's 5 different levels. So, sit up straight, put on your thinking cap, and select your first question.
Okay, what we should do first is select one of the quiz questions. Just click on any one of the 5 buttons near the bottom of the transquizzer. Since we've got to bring all the robots back, the order doesn't really matter.
People once thought the Earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around it. That's because when they looked up in the sky, the sun and the stars all appeared to be moving around the Earth. A nice idea, but appearances can be deceiving. Today we know that the Earth revolves around what? Miss Winkle, as everybody knows, I am the center of the universe. Yes, Polly, you're exactly right. The whole world revolves around you.
Heavens, Polly is just too much to bear. She used to think she was the center of the universe. Now she really is. We need to go back in time and straighten this mess out, or life as we know it will change drastically. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Well, it just so happens, Sotley, that I realized long ago that you would try to mess up my work, so I covered my tracks by hiding clues all over the mountain. 4 clues total.
Well, Polly, okay. It looks like we have no choice but to play by your rules, as unfair as they are. Just tell us what we need to find for this mission.
Relax, Gutley. It won't be so bad. I sent Russian robot Cosmobot to put me in the center of the universe. You can get him back if you find these 4 clues. A pig, a sundial, a postage stamp, and a $1 bill. But why mess up a good thing?
Cosmobot and I never used to get along, but now we're pals. I can't believe Polly reprogrammed him for her selfish purposes. We have to find those clues and get Cosmobot back. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Hey, we're in luck. I'm sensing a mission clue in the painting gallery. This is Professor Sparks' art gallery. It's sort of an art museum and an art studio combined. That odd-looking machine over there is his virtual collection, where the professor keeps a display of some of the most famous works of art in the world. You can also go into the painting gallery in the back to create your own masterpiece. Don't forget to bring your imagination.
If you're going to visit the gallery, you let me know if you find any of Polly's things hidden in there. If I've told her once, I've told her 1,000 times, don't mess up the collection. Of course, she doesn't listen to me. Why, once I found a Romanesque urn next to a Baroque.
That's Mrs. Beasley. She's the resident art expert. Some say she's as old as some of the Greco-Roman statues in here.
I heard that, you hotshot silicon chipsters. So smart and so fast, and so what? I've got more sense in my vacuum tubes than a lot of you.
Well, if we have any questions about the art, we'll be sure to ask you. I think Polly has hidden one of the clues in the painting gallery. Click on the gallery way behind me to look into this. This room looks like an ordinary painting gallery, but Polly's father created it so anyone can make their own art.
Heidi-ho, Snotley. I hid one of the mission clues here, and if you want it, either you or your friend will have to paint me a pretty picture. Of course, I get to tell you exactly what to paint, and it better be good. I've always wanted a painting that showed something like this. A skull in the desert. I was walking through the desert and I saw a big cactus with 3 cow skulls on it. I wonder how they got there.
Click on any of the empty frames to begin painting. Click on the sheet of paper on the floor to read Polly's story. So the deal here is that Polly wants us to illustrate her strange story. I don't have much of an artistic flair. It's just not in my programming. So it looks like it's up to you. Luckily, Professor Spark made it so anyone can paint like one of the great masters. To your left are all the tools you'll need, and at the bottom are lots of cool colors. If you need to be reminded of what Polly's demanding, click on the card on the lower left corner of the frame. Good work! It seems you got the painting right. Grab the clue and put it in the inventory. Then let's move on. Yes! What an artist! Let's add the clue to the inventory and move forward. No mission clues here. You'll see that as we go up higher in the mountain, the professor's inventions get more secret and bizarre. Quiet now. I'm going to sense out this area. I'm picking up a clue reading in the professor's Biosphere. There's also a mission clue in the shrinking machine room. Great! I've got a strong reading. This is Professor Spark's masterpiece. Well, one of them anyway. He calls it the... something or other. We call it the Shrink-O-Matic. It can reduce anything or anyone to the size of a medium-large molecule with the help of my good friend Egbert.
Oh, yes. So if you want to know about any of my wonderful specimens, just pick up this analyzer and click on it. But please, don't hurt the specimens.
Well, that'll come in handy when you go searching for the mission clue, because I miniaturized it and hid it inside one of those specimens.
Which specimen, Polly? Give us a hint.
Okay, Botley, okay. Anything to stop your whining. Dopey Egbert likes to go canoeing upstream with this crazy specimen. They shoot the rapids the wrong way.
Actually, I avoid the water for fear of rust.
So we have to figure out which specimen Polly is talking about. That's where Egbert will come in handy. Use his analyzer to get information on any of the specimens and to help you determine which is the right one. When you think you know the right specimen, hand the analyzer back to Egbert. You can then move the specimen over to the Shrink-O-Matic. Once it's there, Egbert can shrink me to the size of a molecule. Then I can dive into the specimen and find what we're looking for.
Fire ant. Fire ant, catfish. Catfish live in boa constrictor. The bald eagle. This no frog. What's the difference between a frog and an ostrich? Peacock. Salmon. The salmon is an
Do you think that's the...
Ready, Botley? Hold on tight. It is some ride, I'm told.
Oh my! If you chose the right specimen, the object Polly hid should be somewhere inside that giant molecular thingamabob up there. You just have to bat me into that stuff until it's revealed. Click on the mouse button to launch me into inner space, then use the mouse to move the magnet. I can't stay small forever, though, so try to get through the molecules before I return to my regular size. I won't last more than 10 rounds in here, so you have to work quick. Click on the mouse to launch me. We found it! Just pick up the clue and add it to the inventory. I'm picking up a clue reading in the professor's Biosphere. See that glass dome? That's Professor Spark's Biosphere. In it, he can grow anything he wants from any part of the world. It's kind of like a vegetable zoo. And to protect the Biosphere from outside contamination, the professor has set up a remote control way of working inside it. See over there? Those are explorers the professor designed to fly into the Biosphere. And on that monitor is where you can watch the explorer as you maneuver it anywhere you want. Inside, there are 5 different environments to check out. A desert, a rainforest, a mountain range, a grassland, and even an ocean. Each one contains plants and animals you might find in those places.
Oh, Mudley, over here. Daddy doesn't deserve all the credit. I planted some things in the Biosphere, too.
Sure, Polly. Whatever you say.
I did. You don't have to believe me, but I just thought you might be interested in knowing that I planted a mission clue in there. You can't get your poor robot friend back without it. Don't expect me to tell you where I hid it, though. That would be too easy.
Polly, the Biosphere's huge. You're expecting us to find a needle in a haystack, so to speak.
Relax, Nutley. I know Daddy didn't exactly overload you with smarts. I guess I can even the playing field and give you some hints along the way. And here's your first hint. Get one of those explorers launched. Even you should be able to understand that.
Boy, someday. Well, let's launch one of these babies and see what Polly's got in store for us inside that Biosphere. Click on the launch button on the console to send the explorer inside. Okay, now we can navigate the explorer around the Biosphere by watching it on this monitor. Click on the monitor for a closer look. This is weird. It seems like the Explorer is underground. I guess what we need to do is fly up into the Biosphere. That should be right above us. To fly the Explorer, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Press the up arrow to blast the Explorer forward. Press the left and right arrows to rotate it. Ooh, that...
These questions are easy, but then again, everything's easy for me. Which animal flies highest in the air? A grasshopper, a vulture, or a vampire bat? Just a lucky guess. Take a crack at this mind bender. Which house is made of dry mud? An igloo, a greenhouse, or an adobe hut? Yeah, so you got it right. Don't bang your head against the wall trying to figure this one out. Which bird pecks a hole in the side of large plants and trees to build its nest? A hummingbird, a pelican, a woodpecker. That was way too easy. This brain tickler is sure to leave you high and dry. What do you call a dry riverbed? A marsh, an arroyo, a waterfall? Yeah, so you got it right. Here's a tough question that's bound to hold you back. What do you call an area with fresh water and plant life? An oasis, a sand dune, or an iceberg? Yeah, so you got it right.
Climatron indicator reads only 10.
Hey, nice landing. Click on a key on the console to open the box. All right, Let's move on. There's no mission clue here. Yes! We're at the very top of the mountain. Just knowing what's up here gives me chills. Still, I'd go anywhere and face any danger to save my fellow robots. Careful now, I'm gonna sense around here. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the observatory. NASA has nothing over Professor Spark. Just take a look at this place. It's here that the professor conducts all his top-secret astronomical experiments. Way ahead of his time, of course. Hey, did you know that the professor landed a rocket ship on the moon years before Neil Armstrong ever set foot on it? Just kidding.
I guess you could say that you can get a mission clue here, but it's not exactly in this room. In fact, it's not even in this solar system, because I used one of Daddy's rockets to ship it into deep space. Special delivery. You won't find it by just looking around the void. You'll have to figure out exactly where to look.
How do we do that, Polly? Space is a big place.
Well, just because I'm such a nice girl, I'll give you a teeny-weeny hint. Here you go. I just sent the hint flying off toward the new black hole Daddy recently discovered. If you really work fast, you might rescue the hint before it gets sucked up into another dimension. Then again, maybe you'll fail. Scary, huh?
Don't worry, we might have a chance. Professor Spark recently launched a whole series of space probes into the black hole. I think we can use it to intercept Polly's radio transmission. Just click on the telescope and we'll get started. Is this cool or what? 1 minute we're in Professor Spark's observatory, and the next we're looking into space 300,000 light years away at a humongous black hole. See that? That was Polly's radio transmission, and the radio waves circling inside the black hole is part of Polly's hint. Unless you blast it out of there, it's gonna get sucked into a different dimension. That's one of Professor Spark's space probes. Don't worry, it's strong enough to resist the intense gravitational pull of the black hole, and it packs laser beams powerful enough to knock Polly's radio transmission to safety. You can actually spin the ship by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. To shoot the ship's laser beam, press the spacebar on your keyboard. Whenever you hit a radio transmission packet head-on, you'll knock it 1 light year away from the center of the black hole. When you collect 4 radio packets, you've got Polly's entire hint, ready for unscrambling. Look, Polly's radio transmission is in the gravitational pull of the black hole. We have to knock it loose if we want to get that hint. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big. It looks like a shower of comets is approaching, so watch out! If they get too close, that asteroid is great! We got another radio wave packet. Wait a minute, We got another radio wave packet. All right, you got all the radio packets. Now we can decode Polly's hint. This is the professor's alien transmission decoding device. It comes in handy when it comes to decoding transmissions from extraterrestrial beings. The catch is, he hasn't yet found any alien transmissions to decode. Still, we can use it to read Polly's hint. I guess you can call that an alien transmission. Here comes the radio transmission you intercepted from the grip of the black hole. What a drag. Polly's hint is all scrambled. The words aren't in the right order. Polly's not an alien, technically, but we can still use the professor's alien decoder to unscramble her hint. What you need to do is rearrange the words so they create a sentence that makes sense. You know, a subject is usually followed by a verb and all that stuff you learned at school. We're back at the alien decoder, just in time to retrieve Polly's message from the black hole. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly, but there are more words than you need. See the block with 2 choices? Well, you need to select one of them, the one that makes sense grammatically. Click on the word that doesn't belong and throw it away in the discard tray. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly, but there are more words than you need. See the block with 2 choices? Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly, but you decoded one of the sentences. But wait, there's more to be done. I see what's happening. We have too many words. We have to... Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. I see what's happening. We have too many... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great. I see. Decoding operation is completed. You broke the code.
When ancient people saw me, it was time to plow their fields. They planted wheat for baking bread. People waited all winter long for my stars to appear in the sky. During springtime, my stars appeared just before dawn. How did the people know that the gods were happy? I appeared in the sky and brought them warm weather.
Great! You unscrambled Polly's hint. Now let's go to the star chart and figure out where she sent our clue. This is the professor's star chart. It's really like a map that shows the locations of all the billions of stars that we can see from Earth. Of course, there are billions more we can't see. In the old days, people used to navigate by the stars. This map would have come in handy then. Move the pointer over any of the constellations to find out their names. If you want to know more about one of the constellations, just click on it.
Hi.
Well, I guess I'd suggest trying Aries. It's in the northern hemisphere.
Aries looks like a powerful ram, but its stars don't twinkle brightly. Still, it was the most important constellation to ancient people. When Aries appeared in the sky just before dawn, people knew that winter was coming to an end.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here. Touchdown! Wow, that was wicked. Just put the clue into the inventory and let's get out of here. The future awaits. I hope you're ready for more adventure, because we're ready to get into the time machine. Just click on the door and back. Wow. Excuse me if I sound sort of odd, but I wasn't sure we'd make it to the time machine mission control. It's impressive, huh? This is Professor Sparks' most important work to date, the time machine extraordinaire. The professor created it so he could witness the invention of anything you can think of. Just go back in time and observe. He would never meddle, not like Polly. When he finds out what she's been up to, I wouldn't be surprised if she's in for some serious time out. Now we need to figure out where we have to go in history to complete this mission. That odd-looking machine will help with that task. It's called the Wheel of Invention, and by using Polly's mission clues, we can figure out which inventor we need to find. The professor tried to ensure that not just anybody could use the time machine. You need to know something about history, science, art, a little bit of everything, really. So click on the wheel and let's get going. We finally made it! This is where we bring everything together and figure out how to find the robot that Polly sent back in time. This is the professor's Wheel of Invention. It's an obstacle to the time machine. You see, some of the robots kept wanting to travel back in time to taunt the early computers, but you can't have that. So the professor devised a little quiz that's too difficult for the robots. But hopefully it's not too difficult for you. Oh, brother. Polly's reprogrammed the wheel so it's no longer just a quiz. It's a quiz show! It seems the show's called Pollywood Squares. And you're the first contestant.
This is how you play. Answer 3 questions for each of the clues you collected. You'll find out what, when, where, and who. All the information you need to create a profile of your mission.
Once the game begins, you gotta work fast and try to answer each question on the first try. That way you'll win the time key faster and win the most points. Ready, set, okay, let's begin. Just click the on button to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids and robots of all ages, it's time to play Hollywood Squares with your telegenic host, me, Monty Monitor. Answer all the questions correctly, and you'll be sent back in time, all expenses paid, to rescue poor Cosmobot. Your first clue is a pork chop. The pork chop will show you what your mission is all about. I love pork chops, and I'm not the only one. Pork chops can be found in cuisines all around the world. Pork chops come from which farm animals? That's right. Pork chops come from pigs. So does ham and bacon. It's all pork and it comes from pigs. Pigs are the only animals besides humans whose skin can get what painful condition? You're right! Hey! Pigs get sunburns just like people. Sunburns are caused by overexposure to the powerful rays of the sun. Our sun is actually a star. It's the center of a group of heavenly bodies known as what? You did it! Yay! Another word for sun is solar. That's why they call it the solar system.
Aha! So it seems that Polly sent Cosmobot back to the time in history when the solar system was discovered. But where was that?
Your second clue is a postage stamp, and it will tell you where in the world your mission will take you. Postage stamps are a way to pay for sending letters and packages. Before postage stamps were invented, the person who received a letter had to pay for it, not the person who sent it. The postage stamp was first invented by an Englishman named Rowland Hill. What country did the English inventor of the postage stamp come from? That's right! Oh, jolly good! English people come from England, and England is part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Now, let's see how good you are at geography. Great Britain is located on which continent? Right! Oh, Great Britain is in Europe, the second smallest continent on Earth. What country is located in the very center of the continent of Europe? Correct! Yes! Poland is a large country in the center of Europe. Polish people make delicious pork sausages and dance to a unique style of music called polka. Poland's also the place where the solar system was first discovered.
Thanks, Monty. We now know that the solar system was discovered in Poland. What we don't know is when it was discovered and by whom.
The third clue is a dollar bill. It will tell you when in history the solar system was discovered. If you had $1 million bills, you'd be a millionaire. The first kid ever to earn $1 million was a famous movie star named Shirley Temple. The dollar gets its name from a coin once used in a European country, known for its mountains, castles, beer, and frankfurters. Which country was that? Wunderbar! In Germany, the coin they called a dollar was made out of a precious metal. Precious metals are metals that are not commonly found on Earth. Which of the following metals is a precious metal? That's right! Silver is a valuable precious metal that is often used for making coins. Silver was first used to make the German dollar 500 years ago. Which is the earliest year you could have used a German dollar to buy a Frankfurter? Yup, that's right! In 1531, the silver coin called the dollar could have bought you plenty of German Frankfurters. 1531 also happens to be the year when the solar system was discovered.
We're almost there. All we need to find out is the person in Poland who discovered the solar system in 1531.
This is your fourth and final clue. The sundial will tell you who first discovered the solar system. A sundial tells the time as a shadow moves across a surface marked with the hours of the day. The Egyptians invented the sundial 5,000 years ago, and it was one of the earliest ways of measuring time. A sundial works due to the movement of what heavenly body? No, you are correct. Ha ha! Even though the sun creates the shadow that moves across a sundial, it's really the earth that's moving, not the sun. While the earth spins, it also moves around the sun. What is the earth's movement around the sun called? That's right! Ha ha! The earth revolves around the sun. It takes 1 year to make one revolution. Who discovered that the earth revolves around the sun? Right you are! Copernicus was the Polish astronomer who discovered the solar system in 1531. Before his discovery, people thought that everything revolved around the earth.
Okie dokie, we got all the information we need. Now, on to the time machine. We've got to go to Poland in 1531 before Polly messes up Copernicus's discovery. We certainly don't want the Earth to revolve around Polly any more than it already does. Wow! Never thought I'd see the inside of this thing. Pretty cool, huh? The professor made it clear this time machine was off limits to anyone but him. But with Polly about to send the world out of control, I think the professor would understand. That looks like our window into the past. Look, all the information you found at the wheel is now neatly in place up there. I guess the time key did that. This lever looks important. Click on me if you think I should pull it. Maybe it'll start things up. Next stop, Poland, to visit the great scientist Copernicus. He's about to discover that the sun is the center of the solar system. There's Copernicus on the brink of making his great discovery. But look, Polly has reprogrammed the Russian robot Cosmobot to paint her picture on the model of the sun. Nyet, Cosmobot, nyet! Thanks to Cosmobot, Copernicus has decided that the Earth revolves around Polly. And we thought she had a swelled head before. Hit the recall button! It's our only chance! Wow, we did it! Cosmobot's back home and the cosmos is back in order. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing! Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. This is where the professor stores all his time-traveling robots. I call it the Robot Roost. Believe you me, these guys have been around the block a few times. The problem is, we have to get them all back from the different places and times that Polly sent them. Right now, though, it's 1 down and 24 to go. You gotta start somewhere. Just let me store this robot for safekeeping. A long rest is sorely needed. Polly's sent plenty more back in time, so let's start another mission.
Well, good for you, Snotley. You rescued another one of your little friends. How sweet. But there are more where that one came from. I just hope you can rescue them in time.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on any of the buttons near the bottom of the transquizzer.
During the ancient Olympic Games, all wars would come to a stop and a truce would be called for 3 months. That gave the soldiers enough time to travel to the Games, compete, and then return home to continue fighting. What did athletes at the ancient Olympics get for winning? A prize that would make anyone run faster and jump higher. A bouquet of flowers and a diamond tiara. Here I am, Miss Olympic Games. Yes, that's absolutely right, Polly. The winners at the first Olympics were treated like beauty queens.
Oh no! Polly's gone too far this time. If she gets her way, the strong and brave ancient Olympians will be treated like beauty queens. You can't run a marathon in high heels. Well, not very well, at least. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
What a spoil-sport, Snootly. But if you want to try to ruin my fun, first you'll have to find 4 clues. A pigeon, a torch, 2 masks, and a piece of pottery. I sent Rhonda Robot back in time. She's the reigning robot beauty queen.
Rhonda Robot. She's won the Miss Silicon Chip contest 3 years running. Now that's talent. We better work extra hard to rescue Rhonda from Polly's wicked ways and save the Olympics while we're at it. Hey, I'll need some silence while I try to sense this area out. No doubt about it, there's a clue in the observatory. We're on Easy Street. There's another clue in the robot maze. Sensors on. I'm gonna run a sweep of this floor. I'm picking up a clue reading in the shrinking machine room. Shh! I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the kitchen. This is the door to the kitchen. Everyone eats here. Polly, her dad, and of course, all us robots. The professor put a lock on it months ago because some of the robots were getting a little gluttonous. I mean, they'd eat all the time if they could. I used to know the combination, but it looks like Polly's changed this lock. You can figure out the combination if you can figure out the math problems that appear on the door. That's Mort peeking out from inside. He's one of the nicer robots around here, but he gets a little cranky when he hasn't eaten.
Thank goodness you're here. My stomach's rumbling, and I don't know how to cook.
Click on the arrows on the tiles at the bottom of the equation. The up arrows will increase the number. The down arrows will decrease it. When you think you've got the correct number in the tile, click the glowing Enter button beneath it. If you want, you can also enter numbers using your keyboard. Then press Enter. Of course, the door's still locked, but you'll have no trouble getting the combination.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! I'm growing weak with hunger.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. All right, you got 2 locks. Just 1 more. You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. This is Professor Sparks' kitchen, but I doubt your kitchen is anything like this unless you happen to have lots of hungry robots hanging around your house. See that machine in the middle of the room? It's the robot feeder. 2 things you should know about robots. 1, they're usually hungry. And 2, their table manners are atrocious. Around now, I'd normally be hungry enough to eat a '57 Chevy, but Polly's behavior has made me lose my appetite.
Hey, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, Botley. Of course, if you do leave, you won't be able to find the mission clue I've hidden in here.
If you want, you can click around the kitchen to check out some of the cool stuff in here. But to feed Mort and help save the world, click on the feeding machine. I have to warn you, though, watch your fingers and toes around hungry robots. Here it is, Professor Sparks' robot feeding machine, patent pending. I've wandered in here for a midnight snack many times myself, but now it looks like we've got to feed Mort.
Yes, Botley. It's time for a little snack.
After Mort calls for a snack, he'll tell you what toppings he wants on it, and exactly how much of each topping he wants. When you turn on the machine, Mort's robot bowl will move along the conveyor belt in front of me, while the toppings move along the conveyor belts behind me. What you need to do is measure each of the toppings and drop exactly what Mort wants in his bowl. So, what'll it be tonight, Monsieur Mort?
Oh, I know. May I please have a nice slice?
Here it is, Professor Sparks' robot feeding machine, patent pending. I've wandered in here for a midnight snack many times myself, but now it looks like we've got to feed Mort.
Yes, Botley. It's time for a little snack.
After Mort calls for a snack, he'll tell you what toppings he wants on it, and exactly how much of each topping he wants. When you turn on the machine, Mort's robot bowl will move along the conveyor belt in front of me, while the toppings move along the conveyor belts behind me. What you need to do is measure each of the toppings and drop exactly what Mort wants in his bowl. So, Mort, what do you think will satisfy you tonight?
You know what sounds good? A bowl of premium pesto pasta. And could you please add used axle grease, sardines, salt, and a little iron?
Yum! That sounds delicious. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Enjoy!
Sweet nectar.
All right, you've won, and now maybe he'll shut up.
Another fine meal, and another tip well deserved. Yes, I only wish it could be more.
Okay, stash that clue in your inventory and let's finish this mission. Okay, there aren't any mission clues on this floor. Let's go searching on another floor. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the shrinking machine room. Now we're back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
I'm here to help if you need me.
There is a mission clue hidden inside one of the specimens, Botley, and it's your mission to figure out which one. So, here's your hint. Pardonnez-moi, Monsieur Egbert, but the moist and slimy specimen has jumped out of the frying pan.
Oh dear, she's cooking my specimens again. Tadpole, gecko.
Animals have eyelids to protect. Frog. What's the difference between a frog and a toad? Frogs are moist and slimy.
You think...
Happy trails.
Oh my! Back here again, and besides a slight headache, I'm feeling okay. Whoa, I just felt a strange vibration in my body. There's no way I'm gonna last too much longer than 8 rounds. Plus, this place is slick and fast. Click on the mouse to launch me. Oh, my head! Here it comes! Way to go! You freed the clue that Polly hid. Now put it into your inventory so we can get back to saving life as we know it. There are no doubt about it. There's a clue in the observatory. This is the most dangerous part of the mountain. That's why Professor Spark uses it as an obstacle course for testing out new robots. With all the treacherous paths and sharp turns, it's the perfect way to test out the latest in robot navigational technology.
You're right, Motley. That little box down there contains the mission clue you so desperately need. I programmed that stupid robot to put that box where you wouldn't be able to reach it. Then I scrambled the commands. See if you can unscramble them.
Okay, as far as I can figure, here's the situation. That robot has been specially designed to maneuver his way down there. He's really good at following directions, and he's got nerves of steel. So what you have to do is rearrange all the robot's commands on that remote control device in front of you so they're in the correct order. The commands tell him which way to move. Just click on the command you want to move, then drag it to where you want it to go. When you press the run button at the bottom of the remote control, the robot will follow your directions to get to that box, if the order is correct. If not, well, better him than me. We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again. Oops, that didn't work. Don't. Nice going. You had him in the palm of your hand the whole time. Just put the clue in the... No. Uh-oh. I'm picking up vibrations that tell me that Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space.
Get ready for a fun-packed thrill ride to the bottomless pit.
I think you know what to do. Click on the telescope and we'll get started. Look, Polly's radio transmission is in the gravitational pull of the black hole. We have to knock it loose if we want to get that hint. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big. Looks like a shot break. You got another radio. Nice shoot. You got a break. You got another radio. Wait a maneuver. That's it. Now it's time to decode Polly's message. See, the sentence is basically okay. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. See, the sentence is basically okay. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is basically okay, but there... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! I see what's happening. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Almost there, but it seems Polly left a grammatical booby trap. See, the sentence is basically okay, but there are more words than we need. Pick one. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! It seems a sentence is a sentence. Decoding operation is completed. You broke the code.
Were you born between April 20th and May 20th? I am the bull, and I am your sign. My horns appear in the night sky. What are your lucky numbers? 1 and 9 are your lucky numbers. Try to find my horns in the night sky.
Great! You Click on any of the constellations and this machine will tell you a little bit about them. Polly's clue should help you figure out the right constellation. If you think you know it, then click on the constellation again. Well, I guess this... Hey, there are... Maybe what we're looking for is Taurus. It's in the northern hemisphere.
The zodiac is the name for 12 ancient constellations. Taurus is the bull in the night sky. In Greek mythology, the bull was Zeus, the leader of all the gods who transformed himself into a beast to kidnap Europa, the beautiful daughter of a king.
Hey, you're right on target. Here comes the spaceship. We made it! All right, now put the clue into the inventory for safekeeping, then head on out. The world depends on us. We've got everything... Welcome back to the Wheel of Invention. As our current champion, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Just click the on button.
Welcome once again to the game show where history's on TV and Polly's got the clicker. In this exciting episode, we'll search for lovely Rhonda Robot back in time. Your first clue is a cute pigeon, and it will lead you to what this mission is all about. Pigeons have invented a special way of drinking water. Most birds drink by scooping up water with their beaks. The pigeon uses its beak like a straw. It's the only bird in the world that actually sucks up water. Pigeons are in the same bird family as which other bird? No, nope, right, In fact, pigeons and doves are two names for the same exact bird. Like some other birds, doves have a special symbolic meaning for people. The American bald eagle, for example, stands for freedom. The dove is the universal symbol of what? No, but feel free to try again. Good job! Oh, for thousands of years, the dove has stood for peace. It is a symbol of international cooperation among countries choosing peace over war. What sports event is played to promote peace? Gold medal answer. The Olympics are played by people throughout the world to encourage peace. That's why doves are released at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, because they symbolize peace.
Ha! So Polly sent Rhonda Robot to the Olympics. You're headed for a medal. Keep going.
The next clue is a torch. The torch will light the way to where the Olympics were first played. Making fire was a huge step for mankind. Here was an awesome form of energy that was finally in our power. No wonder that fire has taken on so much meaning and importance for people. Even the Olympic Games open with a spectacular celebration of fire. How does the Olympic torch get into the Olympic Stadium? That's right! Ho-ho! Runners carry the torch around the globe and into the Olympic Stadium where the Olympic flame is lit. The runners represent the countries competing in the Olympics. Runners from countries all over the world train to compete in the Olympics. Approximately how many countries compete in the modern Olympics? Great! About 120 countries participate in the Olympics, including the country hosting the Games. The Olympic torch is always lit in which of those 120 countries? Yes! The Olympic torch is always lit in Greece because the first Olympics were played in ancient Greece. The torch symbolizes the constant renewal of the Olympic spirit.
Pack your bags. Looks like we have to go to Greece to find Rhonda Robot at the Olympics.
2 masks are your next clue. They will lead you to who invented the Olympics. These masks represent 2 types of plays invented for the theater. The laughing mask represents plays that are comedies. Comedies have funny jokes and happy endings. The mask with the sad face represents what kind of plays? Drama is a general name for all kinds of theater. That's right! Ho-ho! Tragedies are plays with unhappy endings. If you were going to write a play, you'd have to decide whether you wanted to write a comedy, a tragedy, or a mixture of the two. If you wrote a tragedy for the theater, what would people call you? Yup, dramatists have been writing plays for a long time. The world's first dramatists wrote plays in honor of a god called Dionysus. Who were the world's first dramatists? Great job! Ho-ho! The ancient Greeks invented drama as we know it today. For the Greeks, drama was a religious festival. The ancient Greeks had another religious festival. They called it the Olympics.
Perfect. Now we know who invented the Olympics. Rhonda Robot, we are coming your way.
All right, the final clue is pottery, and it will tell you when the Olympics were first held. Heating clay dug from the ground transforms gooey wet mud into hard, waterproof, long-lasting pottery. People in the Middle East made the first pots and plates out of pottery 9,000 years ago. What's another name for pottery in general? No, porcelain is the name of a special kind of white pottery first made in China. That's right! Ho-ho! Many ancient pots and plates have been found because ceramics are hard and last a long time. Scholars dig up ancient ceramics to find clues about ancient life. What do you call the study of ancient ceramics and other objects? That's right. Archaeologists study ancient human societies by looking at the things they made. An archaeologist would most likely study a society from what year? That's right, ho-ho! And 776 BC was the date of the very first Olympic Games, which began as a religious festival. We know about the first Olympics thanks to archaeologists who dug up the ancient stadium in Olympia, Greece.
Congratulations! Oh, and pack your toga. It looks like we're headed to the first Olympic Games in ancient Greece in 776 BC, and to rescue poor Rhonda Robot. Ready, steady? Then click on me to go. Get set for a trip to ancient Greece. We've got front row seats for the very first Olympic Games. Yay! It's the world's first Olympic winner. But boo! It's Rhonda, the beauty queen robot. Look, the next event is the talent competition. There's no mistaking Polly for miscongeniality. That poor athlete isn't getting a laurel wreath. That's a diamond tiara and a bouquet of flowers. Hit the recall button before the evening wear competition begins. Much better. You've saved the Olympics from becoming a beauty pageant. Imagine running a marathon in high heels. Now hold on while I steer this contraption back. Phew, we made it back. Always a good sign. Press the back button. Back at the robot Roost, and we've added another robot to the collection.
Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. Come on, we've come this far, but we can't save a robot unless we're on a mission.
Baseball games usually take 2.5 hours, but only 8 minutes of that time is action. That's a lot of waiting around. It's no wonder that basketball, not baseball, is watched by more people in America than any other sport. Baseball was invented in the summer. Why do you think basketball was invented during the winter? This is an easy one, Miss Winkle. Basketball was invented in winter to give snowmen something to play. I mean, think about it. Whose life is more boring than a snowman's? All they do is stand around waiting to melt. Well, Polly, you slam-dunked that one. Basketball was indeed invented as a winter sport for snowmen. And believe you me, 7-foot snowmen are extremely grateful to have something to do besides stand around in the cold.
Snowmen playing basketball? You can't bring snowmen inside. They'll melt all over the court. We better do something quick. The lives of millions of snowmen depend on us. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Calm down, Shockley. So what if I sent Danny DeFrostbot back in time? He'll heat things up a bit. Now, if you have a problem with that, you'll have to find these 4 clues. A handkerchief, a blue ox, a fish, and a whistle. Smokin'!
Danny DeFrostbot. He was always a bit hot under the collar, but I can't believe he's willing to melt the world's snowmen. Polly's reprogrammed him, I'm sure of it. Let's find those clues. We have to get Danny back. Hey, I'll need some silence while I try to sense this area out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the observatory. Cool, I've sensed another clue. In the robot maze. Sensors on. I'm gonna run a sweep of this floor. Great, I've got a strong reading in the shrinking machine room. Shh, I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Hey, we're in luck. I'm sensing a mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. You must like art. Remember, click on the machine to look through the virtual collection, or click on the painting gallery to create your own masterpiece.
Just make sure you leave everything the way you find it. Not like Polly, always creating a mess.
Yes, there's a clue in the virtual collection. Let's check it out.
Good work, Snotley. Now you just have to figure out which of Daddy's great works I hid the mission clue in.
We need a clue.
Quick, Snotley, what U.S. state is famous for its peaches?
Peaches from Georgia are famous all around the world, and Georgia happens to be the first name of an artist whose portrait I love. Let's go.
See that drum on the right side of the machine? That displays tiny pictures of all the works in the collection. If you click on any of the pictures, Mrs. Beasley will tell you a little bit about it and help you decide if it's the work you want to see. If the work you want isn't on the display, pull this lever to check out a different category. Mrs. Beasley, can you remind my friend about which of the professor's works of art we're looking for?
You're looking for a portrait of an artist named Georgia.
Okay, Polly hit a mission clue.
This is a portrait of the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. Her paintings are beautiful, and so is this photograph. Over time, photographs have become the most popular way of capturing a person's portrait. This portrait is a photograph of one of America's most important artists, Georgia O'Keeffe, standing in front of one of her beautiful paintings. Did you notice the regal profile of her face? Georgia O'Keeffe moved to New Mexico and began painting mysterious images of the desert landscape around her.
Hey, that was a lucky guess. And according to Polly's Book of Rules, which was written by yours truly, lucky guesses don't count. So there. Nope. You'll have to work a lot harder than that to win.
Uh-oh. It's a puzzle Polly thinks only she's smart enough to finish. But I think you can do it too. You just have to line up the tiles so that all their sides match. Click on any puzzle piece to lift it off the display. Then click on any other piece and they'll change places. All the pieces aren't right side up though, so sometimes you'll have to rotate them. You can do that by hitting the rotate button, right there at the bottom of the display. While you're playing, Mrs. Beasley will tell you stuff about what you're looking at. She knows everything there is to know about the works of art Polly used to create this puzzle.
This is a math puzzle. Match each equation with the number that makes it correct.
You did it! Just collect the mission clue and let's get a move on. This floor's empty. Okay. Here we are, back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
So, do you want to know about something?
Yeah. So I hid a mission clue in one of the specimens. Still, you'll never find it unless you can figure out this hint. I've got my eye on you, Eggy Bert. In fact, I've got both my eyes on you. I wish I had a choice, but my eyes can't move independently of one another. This specimen can move its eyes in different directions at the same time.
For a scientist, the ability to observe more than one thing at a time would be a dream come true.
Chameleon. A chameleon is a small lizard. Bon voyage, Botley. That's French, you know.
Tis a far better thing, Arthur! That's it! Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Then, on to complete this mission. Let's... I'm getting a... We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again.
You're so right, Botley. And this time it's not gonna be easy. Maybe you and your little friend should just give up now and go play with some of my old baby toys.
There's nothing we can do without more power. This is the mountain's electric generator. Pretty impressive, huh? Professor Spark invented it so that he could produce all the electricity he needs to run the gadgets here in the mountain. And believe me, this place needs a lot of juice. It basically runs with batteries, but these aren't like the batteries on your flashlight at home. When used in the correct combinations, these batteries pack a big enough wallop to kick this generator into gear. See the monitors on those tubes? Each one has a specific battery requirement, so that when magnified together, the batteries are equal to the value on the monitor. The trick is to pick the right combination of two batteries. When you get all the batteries in place, the generator will produce electricity. You have to think fast, though, and work your way through both rings to get the generator going, because those batteries will run out of juice if you make them pull all the weight for too long. Okay, now you do it. Put the correct batteries in place. We need more juice! Just put the correct batteries in place! Terrific! Now on to ring number 2. Great job! Now hold on! Neato! Now back upstairs to foil Polly. Let's move. Terrific! Polly has nothing over you. Great! Okay, all sensors indicate that I sense that Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space.
I hope you and your buddy enjoyed the void, because that's where you're headed.
I have no idea what's in store for us this time, but we have no choice. Click on the telescope. We've got to get that transmission out of the black hole's clutches, otherwise we won't get Polly's hint. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets full. It looks like a shower of flame maneuver. Great, we got another radio link. Nice shoot. We got Nice shoot. You got a radio pad. That asteroid is obliterated. Great. You got another radio wave. Great. We have all the packets. Now we have to decode Polly's message. We're back at the alien decoder, just in time to retrieve Polly's message from the black hole. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. See, the sentence is basically... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is basically okay, but there are more... Great! You decoded one of the sentences! Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. See, the sentence... Oh, you made quick sense out of that messy sentence. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly, but there are... Oh, you made quick sense out of that messy sentence. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Almost there, but it seems Polly left a grammatical booby trap. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly. Great! You decoded the entire hint.
We are brothers, and we look alike. The name of our constellation means twins. My name is Castor, and my brother's name is Pollux. In ancient times, we rescued Greek and Roman sailors from shipwrecks. We led Greek and Roman soldiers in battle. In ancient times, the Greeks and Romans prayed to our twin stars.
Way to go! The hint is unscrambled. You have an idea which constellation Polly sent the spaceship to? Click on the star chart to figure it out. Click on any of the constellations and this machine will tell you a little bit about them. Hey, nothing. Well, I guess the constellation called Gemini sounds like the one for us. It's in the northern hemisphere.
Gemini means twins. This constellation is named after Castor and Pollux. Castor and Pollux were mythical twin brothers. The ancient Greeks and Romans prayed to Castor and Pollux to help them win battles and to rescue them from shipwrecks.
Hear that? You must be right. And here comes the spaceship. They contact! Oh, that was wicked. Just put the clue into the inventory and let's get out of here. The future awaits. I hope you're ready for more adventure because we're ready to get into the time machine. Just click on the door and back. Now that we're back at Mission Control, we need to use the Wheel of Invention to get started on the next clue. Time to finish up another mission. Click the on button to start the wheel.
Hey, kids, do you know what time it is? It's time once again for Pollywood Squares. Win this round and we'll send you on an all-expense-paid round-trip holiday to rescue Danny D. Frostbot from history. Your first clue is a handkerchief. The handkerchief will lead you to the subject of your first mission. In ancient Rome, a losing gladiator could ask the spectators to spare his life. If the spectators waved their handkerchiefs, his life was spared. Where in ancient Rome did the gladiators fight? The arenas in Roman amphitheaters were the place where gladiators risked their lives for the sweet smell of victory. In an arena, spectators sit in a circle or oval all the way around the playing area. Which sport could you watch in an arena today? Perfectamundo! Tennis started in ancient France as handball. Tennis is played on a rectangular court. What other sport is played on a court? Slam dunk timeout! You found what this mission is all about. Basketball!
So, Polly sent Danny to Frostbot to foul up the invention of basketball. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue is a blue ox. The blue ox will show you where your mission will take you. In a famous tall tale, a blue ox named Babe is the companion of a lumberjack named Paul Bunyan. What was the most distinguishing feature of Paul Bunyan and his blue ox, Babe? Exactly! Ha ha! Legend has it that Paul Bunyan and Babe were so big they dug the Grand Canyon. Giants are things that are bigger than normal. Which giant tree is the largest living thing on Earth? No! Great going! There's a good reason why the giant sequoia is giant. Some of them have been growing for 4,000 years. The giant sequoia grows in only one country on Earth. Which country is that? Sorry, try it. Fabulous! The United States is the home of the giant sequoia, and also the birthplace of basketball. Basketball's the only major sport that was invented in America.
I didn't know that. Let's keep going and find Danny DeFrostbot. The invention of basketball, of all things, is in jeopardy.
Your third clue is a fish. The fish will show you when in history you need to go. Unlike animals on land, fish never stop growing. The older they get, the bigger they get. What do you call a collection of fish that live together? A whale of an answer! Fish form schools because it's safer to hang out in groups than to live alone. How do you catch a school of fish? Talk about school spirit, but it's far easier to catch a school of fish in nets than to hook them with fishing rods one by one. But nets are not only used for fishing, you know. Nets open at the bottom were first used by basketball players in 1912. That was 21 years after basketball was invented. When was basketball invented? Swish! Basketball was invented in 1891. It took over 2 decades for today's basketball nets to be invented. The very first game was played with peach baskets instead of nets.
Swish! You did it again. All we need is the name of the American who invented basketball in 1891.
Your fourth clue is a whistle. It will lead you to who you need to find on your mission. When you blow into a whistle, the air inside vibrates. That's what makes the sound. Ancient whistles were made from bird bones. The ancient whistle was an early version of which musical instrument? No! Fantastic! Flutes make beautiful sweet sounds when you blow into them. Flutes weren't always used for playing music, though. The ancient Greeks used flutes during sporting events, just like referees use whistles today. Where could you hear a flute in ancient Greece? No. Try. No. Score! In a Greek gymnasium, the person in charge of coaching the athletes used a flute to mark the beginning and end of sports matches. In gymnasiums today, gym teachers use whistles instead of flutes. Who was a famous gym teacher? Good! James Nesmith was a gym teacher who became famous for inventing a sport that could be played indoors during winter. That sport was basketball.
All right! In 1891, James Naismith invented basketball in the USA. That's all the info we need to go get Danny DeFrostbot out of trouble. Before we take this trip back in time, can I just tell you how amazing I think you are? That said, grab the time key and let's move out. Fasten your seatbelt and click on me when you're ready to go. Ready for a little one-on-one? A gym teacher in America is about to invent basketball. Let's go. It's James Naismith hanging the world's first basketball net, a peach basket. But what has Polly put Danny DeFrostbot up to? Snowmen can't play indoor sports. You better hit that recall button before basketball becomes a complete washout. Maybe you want to live in a world of Polly's design, but that's better. Basketball was invented as an indoor sport during winter. Make sure your seat backs are in their upright locked positions while I take us home. Ah, there's no place like home. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. It does my CPU chip good to know that I've helped bring these guys back where they belong.
Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot. Click on the inventory to start a mission. We can't dilly-dally with so much of... There's plenty of cool things to do on this floor, but I can't enjoy myself where there are robots lost in time. Click on the inventory to start a mission. All right.
Magicians used to be in charge of curing the sick. If you were sick, you had magic performed on you to make you healthy again. Today, if you get sick, you go to the doctor, not to the magician. Thank goodness times have changed. When you get sick, the role of a doctor is to figure out what's wrong with you and then prescribe the treatment necessary to get you better. What's the role of a nurse? Since the thing that never fails to make me feel better is cake and ice cream, I guess that's what nurses give their patients. Ice cream and cake. Medicine like that makes you feel better instantly. That's exactly right, Polly. There's nothing better when you're very sick than chocolate cake a la mode.
Polly thinks you help sick people by giving them dessert. What a disaster. People will be trying to get sick just so they could go to the hospital and get ice cream and cake. What about people who really are sick? We gotta stop her. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Cool your pits, Hotley. Here's the situation. I've sent the robot doctor, Dr. Bugbot, back in time. If you want to find the good doctor, you'd better locate these 4 clues. A baby bottle, a lamp, a tablespoon, and a bar of soap.
Not Dr. Bugbot. If I get a computer virus, he's the only one who can get the bugs out of my program. Oh, we better get a move on, quick. Shh! I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Hey, we're in luck! I'm sensing a mission clue in the music hall. Voila! Another mission clue is hidden in the painting gallery. This is the door to the professor's concert hall, which he usually keeps locked so none of the less musical robots around here pound too hard on the piano. But the door doesn't open with a key. Instead, it uses a password. Hey, Beethoven!
Huh? Hello? Who's there? Oh, Botley, it's just you. You should have called my name instead of just scuffling around out there.
Sure. Okay, listen, Polly's up to no good again, and we're trying to stop her. We're having trouble with this lock. Can you help us?
Now, Botley, if I just gave you the answers, Polly would reboot me in a heartbeat. But if you're really having trouble figuring out one of the words, click on the button next to it, and I'll see what I can do. Good luck.
Okay! What you must do is unscramble the letters on the left side of the door to create 4 words.
Rhymes with Spain. Rain.
Great job! You're better at this than I am!
Wind.
Hey, way to go!
Heat.
Great job! You're better at this than I am!
Sleet.
Now that you've figured out all the words, you just need to unscramble the password.
That is correct. The password is weather.
Hey, you got us in the door. Let's go. This is the Mountains Music Hall. This is where rehearsals are held by our award-winning all-robot chorus, headed by Maestro Trombot. Of course, thanks to Polly, half the members of the chorus are lost in time right now. Ah, to hear their sweet, dulcet tones just one more time. Maestro? Hey, Maestro!
Shh, Botley. You'll misalign my perfect pitch sensors. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There we go.
Sorry, Maestro, but Polly's put us all in a bit of a jam and the future of civilization is at stake.
Mamma mia! If she would only practice her arias, she wouldn't have the time or the inclination to destroy the world. Music has such a civilizing influence. Although her voice, let's just say it's not music to my ears.
I heard that, Maestro. You just don't appreciate my instrument. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, Polly, you do have a quality.
I've got scads and scads of quality. But what Notley here wants is the mission clue I hid here. In order to get it, though, he'll have to play me a song. Not just any song, though. I want to hear this song. And please play it right, Dingbot. My delicate ears can't handle even one sour note. You mess up, and you get nothing. Nada. Zilch. Nuts.
You know, if you like, you can play the organ with the top row of number keys on your keyboard.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
How did she... it seems that you have your work cut out for you, dear Botley. You see, the music is all mixed up. If you want to hear how it's supposed to sound, click on me and I'll play it for you. Then you should have little trouble rearranging those musical phrases until they're in the right order. Click on the button next to the phrase to hear the music start on it. Then click on the phrase to move it to another slot.
If you click on the play button, you can play the entire piece as it's arranged on the music tablet. You can even change the instrument it's played with by selecting one of the instruments on this panel. Way to go!
This song is called Yankee Doodle. In the old country, Italy, you know, a macaroni is a type of feather people used to wear in their hats. I bet you never knew that.
And the beat goes on. Now pick up the mission clue and let's move on. Here we are in the painting gallery. Any sign of Polly?
So are you ready to paint me a picture or what? See if you can figure this out. The goldfish underwater. I set my goldfish free in the ocean. He wouldn't swim away. He just went up and down like he was waiting for me.
Click on an empty frame to start something new, or click on a picture you've already started to continue working on it. Click on the sheet of paper on the floor to read Polly's story. Good work! This floor. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Great! I've got a strong reading in the professor's Biosphere. Ah, and there's another clue in the shrinking machine room. My sensors tell me that Polly's hidden one of the Okay! Now we can navigate the Explorer around the Biosphere by watching it on this monitor. Click on the monitor for a closer look. Beneath the professor's Biosphere again. We have to get...
Don't scout, Botley. This'll be over soon. The cries of which animal can be heard a mile away? A mule, a howler monkey, a linsang. Yeah, so you got it right. These questions are obviously too easy. I'll have to make them tougher. Which animal doesn't know how to fly? A flying squirrel, a hummingbird, or a seagull? Wait till next time. No rush with this one, Botley. Take time to smell the roses. Which animal can see colors very clearly? A bat, a butterfly, or a prairie dog? Nice guess, but wrong. Try this one, sucker. Which animal has suction cups on its feet for climbing trees? A flying fish, a zebra, a tree frog. Wait till next time. Maybe this animal should just wear golf clothes, huh, Motley? Which type of animal sometimes has bright wings to advertise how bad it tastes? A parrot, a grasshopper, or a moth? I knew you'd get that one. If you can't answer this, then a pox on you. Which animal is also known as a locust? A butterfly, a moth, a grasshopper? Wait till next time.
Swarm indicator on. A large tropical grasshopper.
Touchdown! You landed safely. Now, if you want to open this box, click on a key on the console. That was great. Now we're back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
I'm here to help if you need me.
Yeah. So I hid a mission clue in one of the specimens. Still, you'll never find it unless you can figure out this hint. Egbert gets a rise out of this specimen. Thanks to this specimen, he's always walking on air.
Walking on air? It would be unprofessional to indulge in such shenanigans. Egbert floats. Helium. The element helium.
Bon voyage, Botley. That's French, you know.
Tis a far better thing, Arthur! Not that I don't enjoy being helpful, but I'd really like to get this over with as soon as possible. Oh, I just felt a strange vibration in my body. There's no way I'm gonna last too much longer than 8 rounds. Plus, this place is slick and fast. Click on the mouse to launch. Here we go! Yikes! Way to go! You freed the clue that Polly hid. Now put it into your inventory so we can get back to saving life as we know it. We should go to the time machine to... Now that we're back at Mission Control, we need to use the Wheel of Invention to get started on the next clue. Applause! Applause! Hey, you're doing great. Start the wheel a spinning by clicking the on button.
Time for a fun-filled episode of Hollywood Squares with me, Monty Monitor. Answer all the questions correctly, and you, yes you, will be whisked to the past to save poor Dr. Bugbot and thwart Polly's plan. Let's begin. Your first clue is a baby bottle, and it will lead you to what this mission is all about. Baby bottles were invented as a convenient way to feed babies nutritious food. Nutritious food increases the baby's chances of living a long life. Today, the average baby can expect to live for how many years? That's right! The average life expectancy has increased over time, thanks to things like better nutrition and cleaner drinking water. Advances in which field of science have contributed most to people living longer? Correct! Advances in medicine have helped to wipe out many of history's most deadly diseases. But medicine isn't only a science. It's also something you take when you're sick. Who in the hospital makes sure you take the medicine you need to get better? Doctors prescribe medicine and treatment, but they're usually not the ones who give the treatment to the patient. That's right! Nurses make sure patients get the medicine that doctors prescribe. People have always cared for the sick, but nursing wasn't always considered a profession.
Aha! Polly sent Dr. Bugbot back to the time when the profession of nursing was first established. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue is a lamp. It will tell you who in history first established the profession of nursing. Electric lamps like this one made it much easier to work and play at night. When lamps were invented about 100 years ago, everyone wanted one, so electricity soon became common in people's homes. What is it called when lamps and electrical appliances go out all over town? You're right! A blackout occurs when the source that brings electricity to homes stops working. This often happens during a storm when power lines are damaged. What does light often symbolize for people? Right! When darkness becomes light, people usually feel hope. Hope is a good feeling about the future. What famous woman in history was called Lady of the Lamp because she offered hope to people? Correct! Florence Nightingale was a famous nurse who walked from hospital bed to hospital bed with a lamp. That's why people called her Lady of the Lamp. She also opened the first college for nurses and invented the profession of nursing.
Excellent! Florence Nightingale is the person in history we need to find. Dr. Bugbot, we're almost on our way.
The third clue is a tablespoon. It will lead you to the time in history when the profession of nursing was established. People have been using spoons for thousands of years. The first spoons were made out of clay, wood, and sometimes even bones. But modern tablespoons were invented only 240 years ago. If the doctor tells you to take 1 tablespoon of medicine every day, 1 tablespoon is the exact amount you should take. What's the general name for an exact amount of medicine? Right! A prescribed amount of a drug is called a dose. Medicines are drugs that help us get better when we're ill. But not all drugs are used for curing the sick. A dose of what drug helps put patients to sleep before surgery? Yes, before anesthetics were invented, operations were incredibly painful. People had to get their teeth pulled while they were wide awake. They felt everything. Oh, my! The first operation using an anesthetic was performed in 1842. On which date were you most likely to get an anesthetic before an operation? You got it! By 1860, anesthetics became widely available. 1860 also marks the year when Florence Nightingale started the world's first college of nursing.
Excellent! 1860, here we come.
Your last clue is a bar of soap. The bar of soap will lead you to where in the world professional nursing was invented. Bars of soap used to be so expensive, almost nobody could afford to wash their hands with soap. Too bad, because washing your hands with soap is one of the best ways to help avoid getting sick. Why is it so important to wash your hands with soap? Good! Germs are invisible to the naked eye, so doctors didn't even know they existed until 150 years ago. But soon after germs were discovered, doctors realized that they could cause illness. Today, doctors give us shots to make us immune to some of the diseases caused by germs. What are these shots called? Excellent! The first vaccine was invented over 100 years ago in a country that had the largest empire the world has ever known. The people of this world empire were exposed to a world of germs, and that made vaccines especially necessary. The country where the first vaccine was invented also controlled the largest empire in history. Which country was that? Jolly good! During the 1800s, England was so rich and powerful it could afford to improve medicine and public health. It was also in England where the profession of nursing was established by Florence Nightingale.
Hip hip cheerio! We've done it! We've got all the information we need to find Dr. Bugbot. Before we take this trip back in time, can I just tell you how amazing I think you are? That said, grab the time key and let's move out. Ready for another ride? Click on me then. Hold on. Hey, it's visiting hours in England. Let's go watch Florence Nightingale as she makes her rounds. The Lady of the Lamp is inventing the profession of nursing. Better watch out, Florence Nightingale. Dr. Bugbot's got a prescription for disaster. He wants to feed your patients ice cream and cake. Oh no! The Lady of the Lamp didn't hear us. Hit the recall button. Alright, saving the world sure makes a robot hungry. Too bad the doctor didn't bring the ice cream back with him. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. It does my CPU chip good to know that I've helped bring these guys back where they belong.
Well, good for you, Snotley. You rescued another one of your little friends. How sweet. But there are more where that one came from. I just hope you can rescue them in time.
All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on the inventory to start a mission. How can we think about wasting one precious second when the future of the world is resting on our shoulders? We must start another mission. No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot. 2/3
2/3 of the surface of the Earth we never see. It's covered by water. Drain the oceans and you'd see mountain ranges, canyons, plains, even volcanoes. You can't drain the oceans, but you can become a scuba diver and find out what you're missing. Why was scuba diving invented?
Well, Miss Winkle, everybody knows that high diving boards can be really, really high. At such high altitudes, there's not even enough oxygen for breathing. Scuba gear was invented so that people can breathe while swan diving off high diving boards.
That's exactly right, Polly. And with all that heavy scuba gear on, high divers make quite a splash when they hit the water.
That Polly, ooh, if she gets her way, people will be diving off high diving boards wearing flippers, goggles, and air tanks. We can't let that happen. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Oh, Dropley, you're such a drip. You won't spoil my fun. I got Flip, the high-diving robot, doing my bidding. If you ever want to see Flip again, you'll have to find these 4 clues first. Water skis, a drinking straw, a camera, and an octopus.
Oh no! Polly's programmed Flip to do backflips for her. We have to find those 4 clues before Flip belly flops. We must succeed or history will do a cosmic somersault. Sensors on! I'm gonna run a sweep of this floor. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the shrinking machine room. Shh! I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Hey, we're in luck! I'm sensing a mission clue in the kitchen. Voila! Another mission clue is hidden in the music hall. Stand back now while I sense the place out. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the observatory. Of course the door is locked again. We'll have to get Beethoven to give us a hand with the password.
No need to shout, Botley. I'm here and ready to help, if you need it. Aye!
Terrific! We're almost in.
Elbow!
You've got a real talent for this.
Head!
You've got a real talent.
Nose!
Well, you got all the words. Now to unscramble the password. Easier said than done.
Correct! The password is body.
We're in! Follow me! I hate to start this off on a sour note, but... Polly!
Very funny, Nutley. Now, if you want a mission clue, you'll have to play me this song. And I want it played perfectly, with feeling.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
The music is all mixed up. If you want to hear how it's supposed to sound, click on me and I'll play it for you.
To play the piece as you've arranged it, click on the play button on the instrument selector.
This song is called Pop Goes the Weasel. In slang, that means that all my money's gone and I'll have to sell my baton to survive.
Beautiful work. Now put the mission clue in your inventory so we can dance on out of here. Bingo! Is it too much to ask for people to leave the doors unlocked around here? Well, we can figure out the combination again.
I'm so glad you're here. My blood sugar's dropping.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. All right, you got 2 locks. Just 1 more. You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. We're in the kitchen again, and you know what that means. Robot buffet. It looks like Mort is mighty hungry. I guess we don't have a choice. Click on the feeding machine to feed that fussy robot. Chow time! And Mort's ready to munch. What's your pleasure, Mort?
You know what sounds good? A plate of Botley's super cheesy nachos. And could you please add some heavy springs, spark plugs, ball bearings, and some calcium?
Good thing you have a cast iron stomach, Mort. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Bon appetit!
Sweet nectar.
All right, you've won, and now maybe he'll shut up.
For providing such a fine feast, here's a little tip.
Great! Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Then, on to complete this mission. Oh. Now we're back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
I'm here to help if you need me.
Yeah. So I hid a mission clue in one of the specimens. Still, You'll never find it unless you can figure out this hint. Which specimen forms a basket with its legs? Egbert uses the basket to collect more specimens.
Goodness, what a thought! I only use the most sterile collection devices when gathering my specimens. Basket, indeed. Honeybee. Bees are flying insects that live in colonies called hives. Worker bee. Bat. Bat.
Bald eagle. This cicada. A cicada.
Mosquito. Mosquitoes are ladybug. Lady.
Hummingbird. The hummingbird is one of the
Dragonfly. The
happy trails.
Tis a far better thing, Arthur! Not that I don't... Alley-oop! We found it! Just pick up the clue and add it to the inventory. There are no mission clues on this floor. Let's go to another floor. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the observatory. I sense that Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space.
So you and your friend really like the thrill of venturing to the brink of nothingness.
I think you know what to do. Click on the telescope and we'll get started. There's nothing we can do without more power. Oh. There are... Time to power up! Pick the right batteries and plug them in! One ring down, one more to go. Wow, that was fast! Now hold on tight! That's always so cool! Now back to saving the world. This floor's it. There are... So there's Polly's transmission and our hint. You better act fast before it's sucked into the black hole. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big. Looks like a shower of freight. You got another radio wave. Freight. You got another radio. Wait a maneuver. Freight. You got another radio. Freight. You got another radio. That's it. Now it's time to decode Polly's message. Yep. It seems a sentence is assembled correctly. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. But wait, there's more to be done. It seems a sentence is assembled. Oh, you made quick sense out of that messy sentence. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. See, the sentence is basically... Great! You decoded one of the sentences. But wait, there's more to be done. I see what's happening. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is basically... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! It seems a sentence is a Great! You decoded the entire hint.
I am a crab with 2 claws. Can you see my claws? My dim stars are not easy to see in the night. Watch out if you find me. I will bite your nose with my claws. They don't call me the crab for nothing.
Great! You unscrambled Polly's hint. Now let's go to the star chart and figure out where she sent our clue. Okay, now it's time to find that spaceship. Click on the machine so we can start our search. Click on any of the constellations and this machine will tell you a little bit about them. Click on the hint button to replay Polly's hint. Click on the constellation again if you think it's the one where Polly sent the mission clue.
Centaurus.
Well, I guess... Hey, nothing happened. How about trying Cancer? It's in the northern hemisphere.
Cancer is the Latin name for crab. Can you see the crab's claws? Cancer is also the dimmest constellation in the zodiac. It is almost impossible to see with the naked eye. In Greek mythology, Cancer was a crab that was sent by the gods to attack Hercules. But because he was so powerful, Hercules crushed the crab after it bit him on the foot.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here. They got that! Hey, that was great. Click on the clue and drag it to the inventory so we can get on with saving the world. Now that we're back at Mission Control, we need to use the Wheel of Invention to get started on the next clue. Welcome back to the Wheel of Invention. As our current champion, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Just click the on button.
Welcome to a special edition of Hollywood Squares. What's so special about it? Well, in addition to sending you back in time to rescue Flip, the high-diving robot, we're also giving away a new car! Just kidding. Your first clue is a pair of water skis. The skis will help explain what your mission is all about. Water skiing was invented by an avid skier who hated to give it up in summer, just because the snow had melted. What kind of boat pulls a person wearing water skis? Correctamundo! Motorboats have the power to pull water skiers across the surface of the water. Most motorboats run on gasoline. What kind of boats travel on nuclear power? Hovercrafts are boats that float above the water on a cushion of air. You bet! Nuclear subs are so powerful they can travel all around the world without surfacing. Submarines are sometimes used for undersea exploration. What else is used for deep-sea exploration? Scuba Dooba! You are correct! Scuba stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. It's the subject of your mission.
Cool. We get to travel back to the invention of scuba gear. Better pack a bathing suit.
Your second clue is a camera. In a flash, it will show you who invented scuba gear. Getting your picture taken by the first cameras was a slow process. You had to sit motionless for up to 10 minutes with your head in a clamp so your picture wouldn't blur. Cameras work by allowing light to strike the film. Which part of the camera opens to let the light in? Smile! You got that right! When you take a picture, the shutter opens to let in the light. Which part of your body is most like a camera shutter? Aye, aye, matey. Like a camera shutter, your eyelids open when you want to see something and close when you don't. Eyelids also help to protect your eyes. Which explorer wore goggles to protect his eyes? I'm impressed! Jacques Cousteau is an undersea explorer. He needed goggles to protect his eyes from the seawater. Cousteau loved undersea exploration so much, he invented scuba gear to make it easier to do.
Whoa, I hope Jacques Cousteau doesn't flip his lid when he meets up with Polly's robot Flip. But now at least we know who in history we have to find.
Your third clue is an octopus. The octopus will show you when your mission takes place. The blue-ringed octopus puts poison in her own eggs to keep predators from eating them. The blue-ringed octopus is native to Australia. What other animal lives only in Australia? Jump up and shout! That's right! Kangaroos are one of the famous pouched animals that live in Australia. Kangaroos jump because they don't know how to run. Which of the following could help you jump as far as a kangaroo? Fabulous! Trampolines are springboards used for jumping and for doing acrobatics. The trampoline was invented over 5 decades ago. What's the earliest year you could have used a trampoline? Could you be any smarter? Good work! In 1946, the trampoline was celebrating its 10th birthday. 1946 was also a good year for underwater divers. That was the year Jacques Cousteau invented the scuba.
All right, we're doing great. All we need now is where scuba was invented. And that's where we'll find Flip.
Your fourth clue is a drinking straw. The drinking straw will show you where scuba gear was invented. If you hold a glass to take a drink, your hand warms it up. The drinking straw lets you drink without picking up the glass. And that keeps your drink nice and cold. A drinking straw is most similar to which of the following? Excellent! You take in liquids through a straw, and you take in air through a snorkel. Snorkels are tubes that you breathe through when you swim on the surface of the water. The first snorkels were hoses that supplied air to German submarines. What were German submarines called? You got that right! The U of U-boats stands for underwater. The Germans used U-boats 50 years ago during World War II. Which country is closest to Germany on the map? Yeah, oui! Germany and France are both countries on the continent of Europe. It was in beautiful France that Jacques Cousteau invented the scuba gear.
Well, that's it. We know that Jacques Cousteau invented scuba in 1946 in France. Put on your flippers. We've got a long way to swim to find Flip the robot. Before we take this trip back in time, can I just tell you how amazing I think you are? That said, grab the time key and let's move out. Hey, I could get used to this. Click on me to get us started. Bon voyage! We're off to France to watch Jacques Cousteau invent scuba gear. Don't forget your suntan lotion. Has Polly gone off the deep end? She's programmed Flip to trick Jacques Cousteau into jumping off a high diving board. Oh my, quel dommage! As if we needed proof that scuba gear isn't tested for 10 meters above sea level. Hit the recall button and let's see if we can reverse the situation. Much better. Au revoir, Jacques. Now hold on while I steer this contraption back. Phew, we made it back. Always a good sign. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. Back at the robot Roost, and we've added another robot to the collection.
Well, Notley, you're turning out to be a formidable opponent. Still, I'm not worried. Here's a whole other set of questions. You may start squirming now.
Okay, pick up the quiz disc and click on the inventory. That's the only way to see what more is in store for us. All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on the inventory to start a mission. just don't feel right playing around with the gadgets and games here when there are robots to rescue. Please, let's start a mission.